Now let's talk about the 10 perspectives of humanism. First, let's talk about the beliefs and knowledge perspective number 1. Humanists strongly believe in principles for living a good life, but they do not believe that these originate from supernatural powers. Humanist principles are not unchanging articles of faith, but guidelines derived from experience of life and observation of the consequences of action. These guidelines include concerns to promote happiness and reduce misery, a respect for the potential value of every human being, and a determination to live our one life because humanists don't believe in life after death, no heaven, no hell. So they are guidelines that can be applied to changing situations and allow humanists to respond appropriately to new knowledge and understanding. The second perspective, we have science and religion. Humanists believe that science and natural explanations can explain how the universe and all life has come to be the way it is. Many religious believers will accept this actually, but there's a big difference, and it emerges when we look for explanations of why the universe and life began and its ultimate origins. So these believers ascribe this to God, but some scientists believe that studying the Big Bang may provide us with other answers. You know, the Big Bang theory that human beings came from animals, from apes. Other scientists and most humanists will say that we cannot know the answer to this type of question and do not need to. The third one, the spiritual experience. Despite their secular thinking, many, not all, humanists believe that there is a spiritual dimension of life. Some actually believe that there is a spiritual dimension. Okay, they feel that this dimension to life is something all human beings can experience. The humanists can use their emotions and their capacity for reason to open up to these spiritual experiences or encounters and enjoy and benefit from them. So they actually could even be described as providing as their ultimate concerns. The fourth one, the purpose, the meaning and purpose of life. It is the fourth perspective. They do not believe that people have souls. I, as a Christian, believe that human beings are tripart being. They have their body, mind, and soul, and spirit. So because of this, they don't believe in afterlife. They don't believe in the existence of heaven, heaven, hell, or purgatory. Next, we have the fifth. We're halfway down there. So we have this authority, the fifth perspective. They distrust authorities. Distrust meaning maybe they don't really respect or they lack trust. Okay. Now for the fifth perspective, let's talk about the authority. Humanists distrust authorities, especially any that originate in a supernatural world and require unquestioning belief. So looking back at the video of Brian Boy, maybe he's a humanist. We don't know. I haven't researched about him being a humanist. But because of this, I think he is. Now we have the sixth perspective. This has something to do about the morality and relationships. Humanism is an ethical system. It is a set of moral values by which humanists can live a good life even though they do not believe in a God. So that is why one of the TikTok videos of Brian Boy actually, we can find him flashing some receipts of him donating to a lot of organizations because there is one follower or a critic or a hater, a basher, questioned why is he not helping, but actually he does help. He has been helping. Now we have here the seventh perspective, the rights and responsibilities. Humanists of all persuasions support human rights on the grounds of the unique value of each human being and the right to happiness. So this means that all human beings have the same rights for so long that they do not use them to harm others. In this respect, humanists find themselves critical of a great deal of religious teaching that sees suffering as either ordained for humanity because of our failings or a source of ennoblement with reward in some future life. So they dislike it when they hear preachers telling them that there's suffering after this life. So yeah. And for the eighth, the citizenship and diversity, they value human diversity. Uh, so there, you can read actually that however, some tension in relationships exists because while almost all the non-indigenous cultures in Britain have strong religious identities, humanists are non-religious and live secular lifestyles. Now we have the second to the last perspective, the global issues. Humanism is a global morality because its concern is with the well-being of humanity. So no wonder why upon studying, upon researching about this philosophy, I came across with a lot of humanists who are involved actively participating in solving climate change, which I am so happy about. And the last is the dialogue between faiths and belief systems. So many atheists, humanists. So from this phrase, atheist, humanist, so we can conclude that not all humanists are atheists. You know what I mean? So yes, this humanistic value, the fact that Britain is a multicultural society made up of many faith groups and support each community's right to maintain and practice their beliefs and ways of life. Now, what does being a humanist mean with all of those things mentioned? So it's they stand for the building of a more humane, just, compassionate, and democratic society using a pragmatic ethics based on human reason, experience, and reliable knowledge. An ethics that judges the consequences of human actions by the well-being of life here on earth. Now, actually, naturalism is the same with humanism. So let's just touch a little of it in the if applied to the field of education. So this is helpful for you, dear teachers. Naturalism could have far-reaching implications. Nature as the ultimate reality. It is governed by natural laws, and that interpretations and explanations of the material world must emanate from these internal laws. So it is best if children, our learners, are encouraged to learn with nature. The senses, the making use of senses, the gateway of knowledge. So that learning would naturally happen if learners will open their senses to whatever nature will reveal to them. Next, learning by doing is very important when this is being applied. Observation method as well. Right. So next, so take note of the needs, capacities, and interests of your learners. You can also dig deeper about the principle of activity, scientific study, and life-centeredness when you try to incorporate this when you have your lessons. Next, we have who doesn't know Abraham Maslow. Together with the humanistic psychologists, they suggest that students are inherently good and will make good decisions when all their needs are met. So, humanistic psychology focuses on the idea that learners bring out the best in themselves and that humans are driven by their feelings more than rewards and punishments. So, it's very important for the humanistic learning theory, the student's choice, the fostering engagement, the importance of self evaluation. Number four, the feelings and knowledge are both important to the learning process and should not be separated according to humanistic psychology. And lastly, a safe learning environment. So, thank you so much. I hope that short discussion about humanism would somehow help someone who is studying about it. And remember, whatever you do it all for the glory of God. That's from someone who believes in Jesus Christ. I believe in Bible. That's from First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. Thank you so much. I hope that you have learned something. Bye. God loves you so much.